So the question is, how do I know when to add more exercise? Well, I'm going to give you 4 things to look out for so that you'll know when it's appropriate to add more exercise. The first one is listen to your body. Pay attention to how you feel after you work out. Do you feel like you could have done more? Do you feel like you did enough and that was okay? Do you feel like you just killed yourself and can barely move? Those will be your best indicators of whether you need to increase either the number of sets or add some different exercises or just change it up. Even if you're a little bit bored with your workout, then maybe it is time to change it up. Not necessarily add to it, but maybe just change out some of the exercises. Now, of course, with every exercise, you do want to get proper instruction because that's the foundation for everything you're going to do for the rest of your life with exercise. And you want to make sure you're doing it correctly, because if you're not doing an exercise correctly, you're either going to get no results or you're going to injure yourself. Either one of them is not a good thing. So make sure you get that proper instruction. Always start out slowly when adding new exercises in. The second thing is to gradually increase your intensity. Just like you gradually increased the duration of what you were doing, you don't want to just jump from 10 pounds to 100. So little increments are always going to serve you best. And that way your body can adjust a little bit, and if it was too light, you do another set. But if it's too heavy and you end up injuring yourself, then you're going to end up with a layoff that you didn't expect. So it's always better, going back to less is more, to add just a little bit of weight. The other thing when it comes to increasing that intensity is that when you add additional weight to a machine in the strength training, or if you try to go up another level on the bicycle or maybe the rowing machine or the stair stepper, remember that you can always go back down. So maybe you do that next level for a minute, but you can't do any more. So take it back down to the lower limit. If it's the weights, maybe you do 2 or 3 repetitions and you can't do any more correctly, then take it back down to the other weight. Eventually you'll be able to do more and more of that particular speed or rate or weight, and then you'll be able to do all of the repetitions at that setting. The next tip is to set some goals, and these can be as simple as just getting some exercise done 2 times a week, 3 times a week, any time a week. So whatever you can get in. Sometimes your schedule's so hectic, if you get it in once a week, that's a great bonus. Make it a goal to figure out what days you're going to get some exercise in, or at least try to plan it as part of your week. That way you're more likely to get it done. And also look for opportunities to get some exercise, like parking farther away from a store or wherever you're going, and get a little extra walking time then. Other opportunities would be taking the stairs instead of an elevator if it's only a couple of flights that you're going up. So when you're beginning an exercise program, don't start with huge goals of losing 100 pounds or exercising every single day for 3 hours. Just start with very doable goals. Again, just maybe 2 times a week, 3 times a week. Certain days might work better for you. And then maybe just 10 minutes, 20 minutes. Try to add 5 minutes each week, or add a different exercise every 2 weeks. Again, working with a trainer, you can kind of set some goals with them because they've guided people long enough to know that, this is a good progression to take you through. So setting some goals is going to help keep you on track too. So the last tip would be, again, to talk to your doctor, because you know what, sometimes the body changes as we get older, and sometimes there are different medications that you're taking that can also conflict with new exercises that you're doing. So that's why it really is always a good idea to talk to your doctor about what you're doing and be honest about how much you're doing and which particular activities you are doing, and if you're taking any supplements or vitamins in addition to that. Your ultimate goal would be to work out 3 days, maybe 4 days a week. When it comes to weight training and trying to get strength and muscle tone, you want to shoot anywhere between 6 and 12 repetitions. I would normally steer people towards the 8 to 10 repetitions. If you can't get at least 6 on those, then you need to go back to the other weight. That's why I say 6 to 12. So if you do get to 6 on that heavier weight, then you keep working on that until you can get up to 10 or 12 and then try the next weight. That's the way you want to figure out your strength training. And then as far as cardio goes, you want to go for building up the time to be 20 or 30 minutes 2 or 3 times a week. And of course, it also depends on your goals. If weight loss is more of your goal, then you might do a little bit more. If heart health is more of your goal, then that might be some other type of training that you're going to do. But again, that's where these general goals are going to help you determine what you need to do. But in the beginning, even if your goal is weight loss, don't focus on that. Focus on consistency, focus on healthy eating, and the weight's automatically going to come off. So the key is, no matter what you're doing, to keep stimulating your muscles, and that could be with a little bit of longer time on a bicycle, or it could be a little heavier weight on the strength training. It might be 1 or 2 more repetitions with the strength training. It might be a completely new exercise as part of your strength training, or a completely new exercise mode as far as your low impact or other exercise goes. It may be time to add in a group exercise class, and it may just be time to mix up the exercises in different orders because your body's going to kind of use that as a different workout as well. So after you've been consistent and you have a nice base of strength and you've really mastered the first several exercises, where do you go next? Well, you go right there, and I'll tell you which exercises to add in.